Welcome to the channel. Here, language isn't taught, it's experienced. Through stories, real speeches, and moments taken from the world around us, you'll learn to hear English the way native speakers actually use it, naturally, effortlessly, and with depth. Whether it's the rhythm of a British accent, the clarity of American speech, or the hidden meanings inside real-life conversations, this channel helps you understand English the way it's truly spoken. No textbooks, no artificial dialogues, just immersive storytelling and real-world English designed to train your ear, sharpen your mind, and make you fluent through experience, not memorization. If you're ready to understand English the way the world really speaks it, you're in the right place. New York City wakes early, and today so do I. The sky is still bruised with the last traces of night, yet the avenues already hum with buses, delivery vans, and the low chatter of people who have places to be. The city never rests, and although I've lived here for years, its energy continues to unsettle and inspire me in equal measure. When the elevator doors slide open, a burst of cold air greets me. My neighbour, Mrs. Halpern, a retired pianist whose hearing has faded but whose intuition remains sharp, stands beside me and smiles. She tells me she's heading to the park. I nod and we descend in silence, each occupied by private thoughts. Silence, however, is rare here. It never lasts long. Outside, the morning unfolds unpredictably. Barely had I stepped onto the sidewalk when a cyclist swerved past me, muttering an apology that dissolved into the air. It is moments like these that remind you the city belongs to everyone and no one at the same time. If a person fails to adjust, the city does not slow down for them, it simply moves on. Crossing the street, I pause to look at a row of townhouses, each one different, each one somehow harmonious with the others. One has ivy gripping its brick facade. Another has windows as polished as mirrors. A young couple stands on the stoop arguing softly. Their dog, oblivious to their turmoil, waits patiently. Had they spoken louder, people might have stared. But here, courtesy is a fragile, situational thing. As I continue walking, the smell of roasted coffee rises from a small cafe. Drawn by instinct rather than necessity, I step inside. The barista greets me with a practiced enthusiasm, the kind that belongs to someone who has delivered the same line thousands of times, yet somehow keeps it sincere. I order a black coffee. While I wait, I overhear two students discussing a philosophy assignment. Why does consciousness exist at all? One asks. His friend shrugs. How would I know? Their confusion, their youth, their attempt to sound profound, it all feels familiar. In my own college days, I asked the same questions, convinced that answers would reveal themselves if only I phrased them elegantly enough. Little did I know that adulthood rarely offers certainty. Rather, it trades illusions for subtler illusions. With coffee in hand, I step back outside. The city seems louder now, more awake. Taxi horns ricochet off tall buildings. Vendors roll open their carts. If there is order in this chaos, it hides itself well. I head toward the subway entrance, descending into the familiar metallic echo. People stand shoulder to shoulder. Commuters, tourists, dreamers, and the exhausted, all united by impatience. A man in a navy coat reads a newspaper, a teenager scrolls through her phone, a construction worker dozes with his arms folded. Had the train delayed even 10 more minutes, we might all have grumbled in unison. When the doors finally open, we rush in, not out of urgency, but habit. Habit, after all, governs more of city life than logic does. I find a corner near the window and hold the rail. As the train rattles forward, advertisements blur by language schools, real estate agencies, mental health hotlines, messages everywhere, yet rarely anyone who reads them. Across from me sits a man clutching a violin case. His eyes reveal fatigue, yet his posture radiates discipline. If dedication had a face, it might look like his. It is not success that shapes a person here, it is endurance. By the time I reach Midtown, the streets overflow with suits, lanyards, backpacks, and ambition. So relentless is the pace that newcomers often lose themselves before they find themselves. I walk past a towering building, a monolith of glass that mirrors the sky yet belongs unmistakably to the ground. At its base, a crowd gathers around a street performer. He sings with a voice so textured, so unexpectedly raw, that pedestrians slow down despite their schedules. Had he lived in a quieter town, perhaps he would have been famous. Here he becomes one more voice in an orchestra of millions. As the day progresses, small moments accumulate. A tourist asks me for directions. A delivery worker races uphill with a cart. A child drops his ice cream and cries. Life here is stitched together by fleeting encounters, and while none of them matter individually, together they define the city's rhythm. By afternoon, clouds gather, ominous, heavy, indifferent. The first raindrop lands on my sleeve, then another. Only when the downpour begins in earnest do people scramble for shelter. I duck into a bookstore, grateful for the sudden quiet. Bookshelves tower over me, filled with worlds far calmer than the one outside. A young woman flips through a novel. A man in a sharp grey suit examines a map of the city, as though discovering it for the first time. Had I more time, I might have stayed longer, but appointments wait for no one. When the rain softens, I step back into the open. Evening approaches slowly, lights flicker on one by one. The city changes character, not quieter but softer, like a creature adjusting its posture. Only after the sun disappears do its neon bones begin to glow. As I walk home, I reflect on the day. Not much happened, and yet everything happened. For it is the ordinary moments, those that slip by unnoticed, that define a life more than grand events ever could. If someone were to ask me what New York teaches, I would say this. The city demands nothing, yet it tests everything. The city loves no one, yet it shapes everyone. And so, as night wraps itself around the skyline, I return to my apartment. The elevator hums, the hallway lights buzz softly. Inside, the room is still, waiting. My day, like the city's, begins and ends in motion. All the rest is survival, invention, and the quiet hope that tomorrow will offer something unexpected.